Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money channel. So Ripple officials talk about the advantages of the XRP ledger and the future prospects with xRapid. And we know what xRapid is, we know what they're trying to accomplish, but what does Ripple have planned for the future? Ripple's foray into the world of banking has been marked with several developments and strides that have been demonstrated in the form of products like xVia, xRapid, and xCurrent. In a recent interview, the officials at the San Francisco-based cryptocurrency company have revealed a clear picture as to what they want to achieve. Taking a cryptocurrency such as XRP into the realm of mainstream banking. And so guys, banking has been very standard and very unchanged. Probably in the last century, there hasn't been much innovation other than computers and technology like that. But ultimately, what banks have been using computers for up until now were the same processes that they had been doing by hand. But what does Ripple mean by taking cryptocurrencies like XRP into the realm of mainstream banking? Speaking to Cointelegraph, David Schwartz, the chief technological officer at Ripple, elucidated on the XRP ledger and its features. The technology visionary stated that the predominant feature of the XRP ledger was its complete decentralization, as no individual or organization controlled it. Schwartz went on to add that every participant on the network enforces every single rule, and the system is governed by all of its participants, thereby democratizing the network. Schwartz was frank enough to admit that proof of concept has hit a bit of a dead end, I think this is supposed to say, but that has still not hampered the developments on the XRP ledger. He stated, it's produced actually increasing centralization in systems based on it. There's a lot of work to improve the decentralization and improve the robustness of systems based on distributed agreement protocols. The CTO went on to say that the contributors of the ledger have paved the way for more developments to occur, a phenomenon that he expects to continue for the long term. The interview also included Corey Johnson, the chief marketing strategist at Ripple, who has been at the forefront of a lot of Ripple events and announcements. Johnson gave his 2 cents on the Ripple philosophy, a methodical move to take Ripple and its products mainstream, he stated. We're making software for banks to lower their costs of doing business, or you can think about all of the business we're going to enable. You can think about all the people who, work hard to send money home to their families, only to give it up to mostly in bank fees. When it comes to moving money across borders, we've been primarily focused on that for some time now, and I think it's given us a head start. Well, yeah, we know Ripple's been around since 2012. A lot of these other coins, they're trying to do something in the space, but we all know Ripple has the head start, and quite a large one at that. So they're talking about this, turning banking mainstream, and that's the Ripple philosophy, a methodical approach to take Ripple and its products mainstream. And so guys, we know the banking sector has not really changed too much, and we know they're focusing on the remittance market. And as you guys can see here from this article from worldbank.org, the remittance market grew in 2017 to $613 billion. That's the entire remittance market. And when you go over to CoinMarketCap, that is 3 times the size of the entire crypto market. So you can imagine if they're going to be using XRP to flow through remittance, what that could do to price. So focusing on the remittance market is one thing, but when they talk about taking Ripple products mainstream, what does that mean? I always like to start with this. Let's look at the definition of mainstream. So it's the ideas, attitudes, or activities that are regarded as normal or conventional. It is the dominant trend, whether it's in opinion, fashion, or the arts, so on and so forth. And so guys, what is an example of something that we can think of today that where the paradigm has shifted, and now we're starting to think of something as mainstream where perhaps 10 years ago we hadn't? One of the things I can think of is cord cutting. And I don't know if you guys know this, if you're maybe too young for this. If you are too young for this, your parents will probably know about this or may have done this. Or maybe they haven't done this because they're so old that they still love their broadcast television. In broadcast television, cord cutting refers to the pattern of viewers referred to as cord cutters canceling their subscriptions to multi-channel subscription television services available over cable, dropping pay television channels, or reducing the number of hours subscription TV viewed in response to competition from rival media available over the internet, such as Amazon Prime, Crunchyroll, Hulu, Netflix, and YouTube Premium. This internet content is either free or significantly cheaper than the same content provided via cable. So guys, cord cutters, these are people who are actively canceling their television subscriptions because they're finding their content elsewhere. YouTube, for example, perfect example. As eyeballs are moving away from traditional television broadcast, advertisers are moving to YouTube and other online platforms in order to get their ads seen. And guys, this is a paradigm shift that has changed over just in the last 10 years. Now we can consider watching YouTube mainstream, whereas when it came out in 2005, it was not mainstream. I remember I started my first video business in 2007, and we had a clip on YouTube at that time, and we put a little disclaimer under the clip to let our clients know. They were big clients. They weren't young people, let's say, but we had to kind of give them a bit of a disclaimer at that time in 2007 that, this video is on YouTube, and we kind of explained what YouTube was because it was so fresh and new at that time, especially for people who were in their 50s or 60s 10 years ago. So, YouTube, that's just one example of something becoming mainstream over time. Another visualization for the cord cutters, this is just a little chart here real quickly. 2014, we saw a decline of 125,000 roughly subscribers lost over the course of the year, and that just grew as the years went on. 383,000 2015, 796,000 in 2016, and over 1.4 million in 2017. That's the number of subscribers lost over the course of the year, and then the churn rate number lost as a percentage of the subscriber base, as you can see here. Those are the numbers. So paying for a cable package now has kind of fallen out of the mainstream, and watching YouTube has fallen into the mainstream. And so this just brings me back to this article with Ripple and how they want to turn XRP, taking a cryptocurrency such as XRP, into the realm of mainstream banking. When something becomes the prominent ideology and is introduced into a mainstream system, that is when you're going to see mass adoption. This is basically just another way to say we want to see XRP become used by every single bank in the world. Okay, and I don't know if you guys remember this article back in May. Ripple goes after the derivatives market with Codius to increase market valuation. And so the derivatives market, a huge market, another traditional market within the financial world. And here's a little infographic, guys. I just wanted to show you this. This is something I found comparing the world's money and markets, and it gives you a good visualization of how big XRP can really get. And so let's just start here, silver, and each of these little blocks represents like 100 billion. So we see silver. Okay, the cryptocurrency market, very small in comparison to a lot of other markets. This infographic was published about a year ago, so the numbers may have changed a little since then, but it gives you still a good idea. Biggest companies in the world: Berkshire Hathaway, Microsoft, Alphabet, Apple, Facebook, Amazon. The 50 richest people in the world. Over here you can see who they are. California's GDP, the Fed's balance sheet, currency, okay, the rest of the world's currency compared to the US, Japan, China, the Eurozone, etc. Gold, this is the amount of gold that is in the world. Okay, stock markets, and guys, as you can see, it's getting larger and larger. The USA comprises most of the stock market, whereas other countries have their stock markets and the rest of the world is represented down here. Global money supply, okay, we're getting larger and larger. Global debt, look at all the debt everybody has, okay? Global real estate, commercial real estate, agricultural real estate, and I'm guessing this is residential. Yes, it is. And guys, lo and behold, the derivatives market. Yes, I'm scrolling still. I am still scrolling. That is how big it is, guys. Wow. Look, I'm still going. Keep going. And there it is. So guys, if Ripple can take part of that derivatives market with that Codius platform, one could only imagine what the price of XRP could be. But I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.